Okay, I'm going to show you how WebinarJam and EverWebinar work together in conjunction for replays. It's really a simple system. Once you see how it works, you'll just be blown away at how easy it is. Okay, so let's jump right in. On WebinarJam, I create my live webinar. So I create polls, I create my offers, and everything is recorded. So let's just take a look here. This is one right here. So I think this is actually, let's do this one. All right, so I created my product or my listing right here. So if you take a look at it, we're just going to go to the register for this workshop. All right, so that's my live Webinar Jam product. Now what I did was I actually created the live product, and then I went over to EverWebinar, and I did a new webinar, source of your evergreen webinar, and I picked a previous Webinar Jam live session. So if I do this, create a software business quickly, so I click on that, and then it's going to, I can choose what session I want to create. So to answer your question about two separate live sessions, you can actually create two separate EverWebinar products, or you can just do one. It's really up to you how you want to do that. Let's say you do a live webinar and you're really kind of just practicing on the first one. You didn't really get all of the things shown, or whatever reason, the second one turns out to be a better choice. You can just pick the session that you want, do a save, and then proceed through. And what will happen is EverWebinar will create an exact replica of your live Webinar Jam webinar. Everything. You'll have to configure the schedules. Now, what I do on my schedules, let's just drop this in here and do a save. I do just in time. So I create every day at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock p.m. and I say the user's own time zone, so I drop that in. And then I just do just in time, and I check to simulate real world practices. And then I save it and create that. Why do I do just in time? Well, because just in time will give you all your chat. People can comment. If your chat was real active, then they'll have that in your evergreen EverWebinar. It's really a great way to go. And here's the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest caveat, and that is you can't pause the webinar just like a live webinar. Now, you can't call it a live webinar. What I call mine are on-demand encore replays. Nobody is confused by that. They know that it's not live, even though many people actually go to my evergreen EverWebinars and they continue to comment or send me emails like, hey, were you on that one? I mean, it's really a great product, and it really looks like it's live, when in fact it's not. It's an automated webinar. Okay, so I'm not going to go through and create this. Hopefully I didn't create that in EverWebinar. So yeah, it's going to want to make sure that we can delete that. So what I do is I create my product. Okay, so you saw how I created my product. So for example, in this particular case, here is my EverWebinar that I created from the Webinar Jam live version. So I just go to my links, I click open, I grab this link right here, and then back on my Webinar Jam, I come over here to my webinars, create a software business quickly and easily. And of course, I put my links into my EverWebinar. So I basically do a link that would be on Vimeo Pro. Excuse me. I don't do S3 Amazon, and I don't leave it on YouTube. So I actually grab the MP4 off of YouTube, because remember, we're streaming from YouTube Live. So we can go out once the video compiles on YouTube Live. We can download the video, the MP4, and it's really a great way to go. Then I upload to Vimeo Pro, and then I just drop that in on my link for EverWebinar, and I put the time in. So it's 45 minutes and 13 seconds or whatever it is. you get the idea. So what we want to do is we want to open up our live version and we want to go to replay. Now on replay, we're going to redirect to that link that I just grabbed on EverWebinar. So I'm going to drop that in right here. I'm not going to do this because I don't want to mess up my my product. I have people I have a few hundred people that are actually doing the replay. So I'm just showing you as an example. I actually redirect my Webinar Jam Studio live version to my EverWebinar replay. All right, so we've done that. So if we come over here to our Create Software Business Quickly and Easily, your links, and I'm just going to grab the schedule. It just happened to be on January 9th. When I open it, register for this workshop, and in this case, I think it's Watch Yesterday's. This was a paid product. If this was not a paid product, I would not have a Watch Yesterday's replay. It would be on demand, just in time, but I have this in here because I had people that paid for it, and they don't want to wait for the 15 minutes. They know that it's an encore replay, so I just basically send them to the replay, and so they can watch it now. So they register and see how this dropped, and now this is basically my replay on EverWebinar. This is my replay that is actually playing not on Webinar Jam, but on EverWebinar. You can do this with as many Webinar Jam products as you'd like. You can create automated webinars. In fact, you can create a whole funnel of webinars just using this technique. So like in my 4-week courses, let's just grab one here. Let's scroll up here. All right, Flip It Like a Boss. This is a 4-week course. So I created my webinar in Webinar Jam, my live webinars. There were 4 of them. And then over in EverWebinar, we're going to go and find Flip It. I'm just going to put boss in there. All right, so you can see right here, here's week 4, here's week 3, here's week 2, and here's week 1. All I'm doing is putting each forwarding URL for that particular webinar on as the replay. So they get the replay for approximately 1 week. Now, if they come to the replay for week 1 and we've already passed, like say, week 1, we're on to week 2, then the forwarding is going to go to week 2. Now, occasionally I get a few help desk support tickets on, hey, I missed week 1. Well, see, because I'm referring off of my live Webinar Jam product to EverWebinar, they missed week 1, and so now they're going to the replay, the on-demand encore replay to week 2. But all I do in that case is I just send them the link to, let's say, that's week 1. So they missed week 1, let's say. For example, I just go ahead and fire them out the link for week 1. As you can see here, week 1 on-demand workshop. So now they have the week 1, and you can even do this from within Webinar Jam. The great thing about this product is just so powerful. I can actually go in to Webinar Jam, and if somebody says, hey, I missed week 1, I can actually set up an email to send that to them within my my Webinar Jam Studio. So basically what would happen is I can just fire that off just under analytics. So let's just go quickly and easily, select a session, and then I can build a registrant and attendees. So I can build right here my my email envelope. If this person missed it, I can just go ahead and say send this, and I'll come down here to let's say my week 1 replay. I can just build that out in here, and it will have the week 1 replay. And of course, you have to change your links. Remember to do that, and then fire that off through the Webinar Jam Studio, interface, so using their email. Easier way to do it, obviously, is if somebody has a support ticket, then you can just reply, give them the link in your support, and then they have the link for week 1. Now, these are only for your paid members, okay? So hopefully this clarifies. I hope I didn't muddy the water too much. I hope you kind of get how this how this works. Create your live webinar jam, convert it over to EverWebinar. Now you're going to do 2 live, and then I assume you're going to do 1 evergreen in EverWebinar. So just pick the best one and send all of your forward all that traffic to your EverWebinar webinar through WebinarJam forwarding URL. So hopefully that makes sense. And I appreciate you picking up WebinarJam, being a loyal customer, and hopefully this helps you out.